Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Not Now, Mom, I'm Gaming. My name is Kay, and you're listening to a channel that doesn't just do playthroughs, but reviews. And this is a podcast review of the JRPG game Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Keep in mind this is an episodic review where I take you through the game and voice my opinions on certain moments. I upload segments of the game to talk through them, and once complete, I'll combine them for easier watching. If you like this content, feel free to peruse our Patreon, found in the link in the description. There will be spoilers going forward. Enjoy!
Oh. Ah.
On one hand, go figure he knows something about what we're looking for. But on the other hand, are we really going to trust this guy who can't even be bothered to pay rent when he's about to be evicted? He could just be lying to us and just do something for him and receive nothing in return. Are we really taking him on his honor? He wants us to go around finding shiny bottles, but mainly because we're his only hope of making money. So does this mean if he gets in trouble for whatever he's up to, he's going to throw us under the bus as accomplices? He'd definitely do it. Hell, he'd sell us out if there was a price on our head. Speaking of hiding things, I used to hide my great-grandpa's dentures around the house so he couldn't find them. I don't know why, it's just a kid thing to do, I guess. Before you cast your judgment, you know you used to hide important things too. Lie to me and say you didn't. Luckily, we don't actually have to search for bottles laying around. Instead, there's going to be shiny indicators of items on the ground. Much easier to locate. If this was a gate in the original, I don't think I got far enough to open it. I'm not sure if this is something implemented for this game, though. I know I haven't said this yet, but there are cats and dogs to pet in this game. And happy-go-lucky Labradors to boot. Attention captured. So he knows about the book and tablet because he visited the ruins as a kid and heard the voice as well. Has the voice just been trying to get kids throughout generations to open the door to the temple, and nobody's been able to do it yet? Is this old man the person who spread a rumor to not go near the temple? I just still don't understand why it'd be considered off limits otherwise unless something bad happened here. Or someone spun reasons of their own to get people to stay away.
Listen up.
Keeper's ready to throw hands with this old man to get that tablet. That was easy. Thank this remaster for making the puzzles for finding the appropriate tablet a lot more simple than in the original. Well, not that the original's puzzles weren't simplistic, but they took more time to do. A lot more time to do, if I remember correctly. In one of the puzzles, you'd have to take certain directions through a hole several times in order to reach a room. In this puzzle, however, it's just shadow play. You move the panels with objects so the shadows fit the outline of the wall, and then you stand on the pedestal in front of the outline to cover the hole that's left. A sliver of light that looks like a keyhole, perhaps is signifying you are the key? Oh, that's deep. There's not another puzzle area here, but rather your first fight. And I want to press pause on this for a moment to say I'm a little surprised. The original had a variety of things for you to do, and I get it. This is kind of the second test they're setting before us to figure out if we're worthy enough for the tablet. And I'm really hoping the old man failed at this task specifically, because if he couldn't figure out the shadow puzzle, well, he wasn't a very brilliant kid, was he? But what I recall from the original is a water area, where we had to constantly fill segments with water and ride around on a raft to different areas. And then there was a section that felt a little bit like chess. At least the ground looked like a chessboard, and you had to move pedestals to light braziers, right? Gosh, it's been a while. News is coming back to me in little segments. I might be all out of order in my memory. I'm not exactly the best at recollection. As I tell my coworker all the time, I can't even remember the year I graduated. But yeah, I want to say there wasn't a fight in the original, but I could be totally wrong on that one. I almost feel wrong when I say it, like there was a battle in the chessboard area, but I won't dwell on it anymore. I just wanted to kind of point out how different the remake feels here. For our first battle, I want to say first that I'm so happy we won't have to be holding items on our person in order to use them. I don't think. I say that because I don't think I've even used an item in battle yet for as far as I've gotten in the game so far. And that kind of shows how the combat is a bit more leveled out, not as diehard as the original. In the original, you had to pray you wouldn't need to use a herb if you didn't have one in your character's inventory, didn't have a heal spell handy. But this is all based on your playstyle you choose. I'm on medium, but I'm sure it can definitely become harder for you depending. In this battle, you won't have any skills to use, so you'll merely be attacking, and you can choose which enemy to go for. An enemy doesn't necessarily have a health bar, but their name does change color depending on the range of their health. Once they're getting low in HP, their name will be yellow, and then when they're close to dying, their name will be a deeper orange. There is an auto battle option in tactics, but I don't do anything with that here as it's not really necessary for me right now. I wanted to learn at my own pace, even though we are just attacking back to back. An enemy doesn't always attack you, and the Tribulator is a prime example of this by merely assessing you for their turn. I don't know if they're actually doing anything when this happens, but it doesn't seem like it. It's not like they defend on their next turn if they think you're going to deal a large hit to their HP. They just simply stare at you for their turn, allowing you the opportunity of defeating them. Every battle you earn experience points and vocational proficiency, so you've got 2 leveling up opportunities. One for yourself and your stat purposes, which will show a big list of stats and level increases once you reach a new level. But your vocation can also level in time and hit a maximum amount. I don't think a dead companion gets experience or vocational points, which kinda sucks. Especially on boss battles, when they can lose out on a huge chunk of experience. I went back to the old man to rub it in his face that I'm better than him because I'm a bully like that. I will say, he's probably right that having a friend helped out. Without Kiefer, the monsters would have focused solely on me, and if I didn't keep my health topped up, they could have easily downed me. Then I'd be like this old useless guy.
Oh.
This is exactly like that chick that bottled up water from her bath and sold it to anyone willing to buy, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, at least Pike is getting water from the beach, not water he's been soaking in, so maybe he's a little better than her. But he's using the same kind of hustle.
Huh?
There actually was a door in the cave wall in the original. Well, at least there was an entrance that led to a cave. But I think the cave that one led to was one where a ship was docked. Nothing like a pretty cove.
Huh.
Well, here's a water puzzle, but definitely nothing like the water level I was thinking of during our trials. We just pushed the blocks into the holes to block off the water flow. Not a lot of thought process went into this.
Hey!
Keeper, it's right freaking there.
Eh?
I can't believe he's actually actively searching a person for the stone tablet so he can steal it if he thinks it might have value. At least he found the rock instead of the stone, but if he's looked under our hat and in our pockets, where exactly did we stash the stone? In our underwear? You know, if he hadn't found the stone first, I wouldn't doubt that Pike would turn us upside down and shake our body until the stone fell to the floor. He's desperate for money, but he wants it for himself instead of to use it to pay rent, no doubt. I can't even say his schemes don't work on people, because there was that guard in the palace that boasted about how he paid Pike for a pouch of money that constantly refills itself. I wouldn't want that guard on the payroll. At least we got something in return for almost being strip searched of my possessions.
Hey! Hey!
In the original, they did pray with all their might for the doors to the temple to open, so this is kind of sticking to that aspect. Not that they need to pray or anything after acquiring the stone tablets.
All right, here goes. Let's see if we really are the chosen ones. Please reveal the way forward! Whenever you're ready.
Your courage is proven.
Woohoo! We got it open! And all it took was a quick jaunt around the island. I can't believe we actually did it! This is so exciting! I can't wait to see what's in there! Come on! The real adventure is about to begin! Eh?
Look at us both looking in opposite directions of her. It's like if we don't see her, she's not there. This is one of those moments where even if you say no multiple times, she'll probably repeat the king threat over and over until you eventually say yes. There's an illusion of a choice, but you really don't have one. the amount of sass in that one finger.
Huh?
Hey!
This is so much nicer of a room than what we had in the original. In the original, there were different rooms you had to go to for each color tablet. It'd be so easy to get confused on which room you needed to go into for the new tablets you've acquired. So it was a lot of walking around and clicking on different pedestals to see which tablet went to which one. Here, they're all laid out before us. 15 pedestals in total, it looks like, with 4 green ones, 3 red, blue, and yellow, then 2 green. Interesting that there's only 2 green pedestals. I also don't know how many pedestals there were in the original game, so I don't know anything regarding what worlds they might have kept and which ones they maybe tossed out as insubstantial. But yeah, the remaster is already so much better. Pedestals in one spot, and there's an exclamation point for the pedestal that you have tablets for. No need to wander aimlessly. Thankfully, we don't have to rotate the puzzle pieces or even place them in an appropriate spot on our own. The game just does it for us.
Whoa!
What's that? Why is it so bright?
Ow, 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 ow. Oh. Blimey! What just happened? Are you two okay?
Of course I'm not okay. I want an explanation for what just happened, and I want it now.
Well, all I know is that one minute we were in the shrine and the next we were here. I don't recognize this place, though. Is it even on the island?
What are you talking about? Of course it's on the island. Where else would it be, you big dummy? What I want to know is why the sky's so dark and gloomy. It's really not helping the mood. Ugh! Whatever this place is, I hate it already! In fact, I've had enough. I'm going home. Thanks for the amazing adventure. Let's never do it again.
What a little killjoy Mirabelle is. I'm going to join you lot on your adventure, and there's nothing you can do about it. Me, this adventure sucks. I'm going home. Bye.
Well, I suppose we should get going too. We can't hang around here all day. Come on! Uh-oh. That sounded an awful lot like Maribel. We need to find her, and fast! Come on!
What are those things?
They're generic slimes, Maribel. Come on.
Take that! Take that!
After this battle, everyone's proficiency leveled up, and I'm going to hesitantly say each level up gives you a new skill to use. In the original, that wasn't the case. Sometimes it'd take a while for the level ups to give you anything worthwhile. But in this game, since it looks like we have a max of 8 levels for our proficiencies, I think they'll give us something in turn for each level up.
I don't like this one bit. Where exactly are we? And why is it full of monsters?
Monsters? You call those monsters?
Well, if they weren't monsters, what were they? If they look like monsters and smell like monsters, they're monsters. Well, anyway, the one thing I do know is that this is all your fault. Both of you. It's time you took responsibility for your actions. You need to make sure I get home safely.
Monsters, eh? Did you hear that? Real live monsters! We're on a proper adventure at last! Is it just me, or is this kind of exciting?
Kiefer is a prince who's been wanting some kind of adventure for a long time because spending time in a castle day after day would be too boring for someone like him, so I can see why he's excited for this opportunity. Plus, he apparently excels at swordplay. And then there's Maribel, who's the mayor's daughter and a girly girl who tries to stick her nose in her business, and she's finally stuck her nose too far up in her business and now wants out. Clearly, she has no combat expertise, so of course she's not going to like what's happening here. I don't really know how we have any kind of a combat experience unless we spar with Kiefer from time to time. Being a fisherman's son, I assume we'd only ever know how to swing a fishing pole. Guess I was wrong. That or he's got a strong swing arm.
Yes, it is just you. You're such an idiot. I'll trust you to be happy about this. Listen, I'm not staying here a moment longer. Take me home! Now!
We get our first shortcut command here, and that's to heal all of your party with MP available. You can change the shortcut command in the settings. I know there's another healing option to use in the slot's place. It's kind of the same thing, but it'll implement items as well in case you don't have the necessary MP. I'm not entirely sure, but yes, this command is for healing your party whenever you need it. I've yet to use it during my gameplay so far.
What are yourselves doing here?
This is the moment where you realize the areas are going to introduce different natives with different languages, and I love it. Not everyone's going to sound the same in the game. There are different dialects you'll come across for different places you visit.
I'm sorry. We weren't sneaking up on you or anything. You've got nothing to fear from us. I'm Kiefer, Prince of Estard.
Estard, you say? Are you serious?
Does this mean she knows of Estard? Because her reaction is a little weird here while she's thinking of the name we've given her. Unless she's surprised we say we came from another place entirely than from where we're here is.
Well, anyway, this is my best pal, and this is Maribel. They're with me.
Excuse me, miss. Whatever your name is. Why is it so dark and horrible here?
Ah, right. Me name. I'm Maeve.
Hello, Maeve. Can I ask why you're bothering to weed such a scrawny old patch of grass?
Maribel really needs to learn when to shut her mouth, or at least word things in a less rude way. Maeve could clobber her into the ground.
Weeding? Sure, I wasn't weeding. I was putting some nice plants on these graves, like.
Plants? You mean those handfuls of grass? Why would anyone put grass on a grave?
In case you've not noticed, there's not a lot in the way of flowers round here. That's why I have to make do with that little lot, like.
Wait! I've got some flowers. Well, some seeds at least.
Seeds, you say?
Yes, I got them from the woods near Estard. I was going to plant them round my house.
I hate to be a bother, but I'd be grateful if you could see your way to letting me have a handful.
Oh, I don't mind at all. In fact, have the lot.
Oh, that's the first nice thing Maribel has done so far.
Sure, that's grand altogether. I'll plant these round the grave, so I will. Maybe now the souls of the departed can rest a wee bit easier.
The departed? Gosh.
Now where are yourselves heading to? If you don't mind me asking.
That's a good question. I suppose we're heading home.
Yous want to go home, do you? Well, I wouldn't start from here, so I wouldn't. Your best bet for now is to get out of this forest. You'll find a little village up the way where you can rest up. By way of thanks for them seeds, I'll come along with you. Well, let's be off, shall we? To get to the village, we'll need to head out of the forest and go east. Right.